In the heart of the Scottish borders, where rolling hills feel a world away from the scorching sands of the Middle East, two striking black Arabian mares graze on the spring grass.
Hey, Shares, come on!
For 50 years, Fiona Walling has dedicated her life to breeding these extraordinary equines. In its heyday, Overwith Farm was home to close to 30 desert steeds. Whilst the operation may currently be smaller, the same care, knowledge and attention to detail remain at its heart, with Fiona's skills now being passed down the family line to her son Tom.
I was usual horsey upbringing, pony mad child, and but approaching getting married, my husband, who bred pedigree cattle, didn't like horses at all, but he said he would tolerate them if I bred Arabs. And that was like music to my ears, because I thought the Arab was a beautiful looking breed. I was fascinated by them, and so that's why we started. We've got two purebred black Arab mares here. Aisha, we bred her, so she's been with us from birth, and she was ridden until she was 5 years old, and then she was put in foal, and she's bred some really good foals. Most of them have gone to do endurance riding, and that kind of happened by chance. We didn't set out to do that, but it just happens that the stock we've been breeding have really excelled in endurance. Shares, we didn't actually breed her, but we bred her sire, who was also a very good endurance stallion called Zarif, who was very much loved by his owner, and his owner kindly let us have Shares back again so that we didn't lose the line.
We're at 1,000 feet here, so it's quite harsh in the winter, but it's a working farm, so we have to mix in with all the other livestock. The sheep is, we lamb 1,000 sheep and calve about 100 cows, so yeah, so we have to fit in.
Colour black was very rare in Arabs, and there were very few. I think there were 3 in the UK at that time when I started breeding Arabs. I flew to Grand Prairie in the north of Alberta, and I was met by Cheryl Langan of the Driftwood Ranch. And we went there, and there were all these black Arabs outside. It was -40 because it was the end of November. And that's when I really realised that how tough the Arab is. Anyway, to cut a long story short, she let me buy one of her mature stallions. He was 7, and he was called Mr. Bojangles. The Arabian is just a fascinating breed. All the characteristics really come about because they were bred in the desert by the Bedouins. They used them for fighting, and they needed something that was quick, that had a lot of stamina, that was sound in wind and limb, and also that was loyal, because they treasured them and they often lived in their tents with them. We've got these 2 lovely youngsters that happen to be out of the same mare. There's a 3-year-old, which is pure Arab black filly, and there is the 2-year-old who is by the thoroughbred stallion, so an Anglo. So they're both out of the same mare. Well, actually, of course, Rihanna will be going, I think, next week, and she has a new home in Northern Ireland. Yeah, it's really sad to see her go, but the lady who has bought her, she's always wanted a black Arab mare, and she wants to do dressage with her. And I mean, purebred Arabs can do anything. They can do dressage, they can jump, but we think that Rihanna has really good conformation, don't you, Tom? Because
yeah, she moves really well.
She moves well.
She's got good conformation,
yeah,
and trainable as well. She's got a good temperament for training as well.
Yeah. Al Sood, our 3rd black stallion, was a straight Egyptian stallion, and to be straight Egyptian, they need to be able to trace their lineage right back to the horses that were in the desert. Al Sood is a Siglawi Jedran strain. The strains were actually named after the sheiks that bred them in their families. So we have traced him back 14 generations to a mare who was in the desert, owned by Abu Pasha. I think the thing that people know about the Arab breed is their sort of concave dished head, and this comes right back from the desert when they were bred. They were supposed to be like 5,000 years ago. They were begun to be bred in the desert, and they put great store by the bulge in the forehead and then a dish.
The quality of the Arab that Mum's been breeding over years is really good as well. I can't remember having a bad foal. Even when we got a chestnut, you think, where did that come from? But you can get a chestnut with the blacks, so it was still a very nice foal and did really well. And 50 years is a long time to be to be breeding quality horses. No, very proud, yeah, very good job.
This is Binny, Black Bindery, is her posh name. And yeah, she's a real family favourite. She's, well, she's 25 now, but yeah, she's done a lot while she's been with us, and we bred her. And her mother was by the second black stallion that we had, so she's actually a slightly different type, and I think probably she has a little bit more of the dish and a little bit finer, sort of more elegant, so forth. And she's really sweet, but just getting on now, and the old joints aren't working like they used to, are they, Binny? Eh? No, I know, it's just not fair getting old, is it? It's just not fair at all. Now, rather than buying foals, people are wanting horses that are a little bit older and ready to go, ready to ride. So we were looking at something that perhaps had potential in more spheres, like perhaps eventing and so forth. So on the pure Arab mares, we've used a performance thoroughbred called Future Prophecy. So you basically call that an Anglo-Arab. We're really, really pleased with them. Not more than the Arabs, but as good as the Arabs. I'm still riding at the moment, and another part-bred Arab that we bred, that's Chili. She's by Al Sood. She's out of an Irish draft thoroughbred mare, and she did quite a lot of eventing. She can be a wee bit of a handful, but most times she's good. I'm addicted, I think. I think it's an addiction. We're just incredibly lucky to live somewhere like this, and all I want to do is breed good horses and ride them in beautiful countryside, and that's what I do.